Okay, all right. I'll say a couple things about the game. It was obviously very hard sledding for a long time. We had a couple of really nice plays right off the bat. We got a penalty that took us back, so we didn't convert. They got the ball, and we went back and forth there for middle. So I won't forget the reason I'm going there. I won't forget this. Decided to go for it at midfield with 4th and 2. Probably a real bad decision, and considering how that game was played, it felt later on like a real bad decision because of that. Because nobody was doing great without good field position, and we just handed them good field position there. So that was a starting point for them, and then we didn't do much of anything for a long time. And then caught a little fire, made some plays, got a little bit of running going. Kyle started hitting some throws, and looked like football down the stretch a little bit, and something that we can build on. We've played some close games, and in that way, it's reminiscent of a year ago. But the other thing that is not is that we won those games a year ago, and we're not this year. So we just got to get a win, and then just keep in mind that our goal is to get in the playoffs. Whatever place that is, it doesn't really matter. We just want to get in the playoffs, but we have to get a win soon to do that. That was a long opening statement, so that's all I've got to say. I'm leaving.
Al, your first start of the season, also your first TD pass of the season today, but that last drive felt indicative of the kind of play that the offense is capable of when your quarterback. What was clicking in that drive?
I don't know. I feel like we just got into a rhythm there. I was throwing the ball a little bit more accurately down the stretch, get rid of the ball quickly, before the rush could get there, and just trying to find the open guys and like I said, get it there quick. But yeah, we just kind of stalled for a while there in the first half, and I wish we kind of had the rhythm we did in the second half and the first half, but nothing we can do about it now. All the credit in the world to the Gamblers. They played a great game defensively, but there's a lot to clean up, a lot of yards left out there, and a lot of missed throws, especially in the first half that I'd love to have back. But everything's onward towards the next game, and like Coach said, the North is still wide open, so focus is getting a couple wins, make the playoffs, and who knows what can happen. So.
Very quickly, football question. You seen lineman downfield from the center before and then twice in one game, and can you tell me what you might have been thinking about there?
Yeah, it's one of those RPO plays that's a little bit inherent in what you're doing. You would like to think that you could prevent that, but it truly is a run-pass option. So the linemen initially are blocking the run, and sometimes, unfortunately, it happened to us twice today. You'll see those plays all the time, and you'll see very similar situations. Sometimes they're called, sometimes they're not. But it's something you play with a little bit of fire sometimes with it, and we paid for it today.
I appreciate it. College football, you got a 3-yard cushion. You let it go. Here, it seemed like a much smaller cushion than you would.
Yeah. I think they definitely have their eye on it today. They definitely did, and it was a big factor in the start of the game, and then of course later on, it just took more time off the clock. We eventually scored, but we would have scored maybe maybe a minute or so earlier with that play.
Sort of unrelated to the game. I'm curious, playing in atmospheres like this, you guys you did it last year all the time, I'm assuming, for Birmingham, but did you get used to it? Like, have you grown accustomed to it where you're playing in, obviously there's a lot of people watching on TV, but there's not exactly any sort of, whether it's a road atmosphere or a home atmosphere necessarily. Do you get used to it, or is it still something you have to kind of adjust to and check out?
Yeah, I don't think we think about that much. I don't think it's as big as a home field advantage, without the crowd noise. But with the 35-second clock, you got to communicate quickly and efficiently and get up to the line and get set. So That's the main focus. I think, we've been used to it, like I said, the last 2 years, so we don't really think about it. We just go out and play.
I think I'd like to answer that question. I agree totally with Kyle. I don't even know. When you first go out there, you can tell, but when the game's going on, and I really don't even notice it. And I appreciate our league. They've got obviously a plan. Last year was all in one place. Now we're in 4 places. It appears that when that team that is that home team in that one of those 4 hubs is playing, it looks like they get a pretty good crowd. I think when we played Michigan's opening game, there were, I think, 18,000, and I think they've had that here. And when it's Memphis playing the game, and we don't quite have it yet in Canton because neither one of us are the Canton Bulldogs, but it would be smart if we were. I think they'd come. All right.
Coach, we have 2 questions on Zoom.
Okay.
First, Angelo, go ahead, and then after you, James. Angelo first.
Coach, last year, penalties that came up at inopportune times, the team was able to overcome them. This year, it seems like every time an opportune penalty comes up, it's at the worst possible time, and they all seem to have bitten you guys. What can you do to clean that up over the last month of the season? It seems to be one of the big Achilles heels so far.
Yeah, we definitely have to address a couple of things that were, I think really hurt us today, and we already talked a little bit about one of them with the lineman downfield. So, we have to do that. We've had those things crop up that basically cause losing. Turnovers a week ago and penalties the week before, and this was a little bit of a mixed bag, so we'll have to take a good look at it. We are very confident in our ability to win and in the players that we have, and we're excited about the 4-game stretch now that we have to try to get in the playoffs, and not really worried. I know well enough what it means to be first place as opposed to second after being in it last year, so it doesn't matter. We just want to get in the playoffs, so in order to do that, we've got to win some games here. So we'll just try to win next week and see what happens.
All right, James, go ahead.
James?
Kyle, this was your first start with the USFL since last year when you were with Pittsburgh Maulers. Just take me through the process of, obviously you guys didn't get the win today, but how do you prepare coming into a game like this where you were starting for a team that you weren't even an active quarterback with earlier on in the season?
Sure. Well, my preparation is the same, every week, regardless of whether I'm the first guy, second guy, third guy. So, I try to pride myself in being the same guy every day and preparing like I'm going to play no matter what, and that, happened last week where, I was the number 2 and then I ended up going into the game. So you always have to be ready. So the preparation's always the same, but, it was my first start, but no excuse for some missed throws, some errant throws in the first half. So, obviously I wish I had those back, but, we just move forward and push on, and we got 4 more games left, and, our goal is to hit our stride and be playing our best football at the end of the year. So, all our focus is on that moving forward.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Sir.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you.
I like seeing the grandson out there too.
What's that?
I like seeing the grandson out there too. So, yeah.